Hello. Your voice is very, very weak. I don't know why. Hello, Harsha. Am I
Hello.
audible? Yeah, yeah. Now it is. Now it is clear. Yes. No.
Can I share my screen?
Yes, yes. Sure. One second. I have enabled. Yep. Go ahead.
One second.
Finished error termination. Fine. Okay. Alloy will impact. That is what you ran.
Yes.
Okay. So you can go to this message file wherever your folder is. Try sharing full screen, uh, complete screen, so everything can be visible. It will be easy. Yep. So in message file, we have to check what's the error. Okay. So and type in M and you will get the message file easily. Yeah. Not that one. Yes, correct. Open it in Notepad plus plus.
Okay.
You automatically get when you right click. It's easy.
Uh,
Yeah. Okay. So open with once you do this. One only for first time you may have to do that. Later you will directly get a pop-up. Extreme top. Yeah. And look for yes correct. And then just search for this will be your one-time activity. I think it will be yeah correct. Now you should go to program files x86. That's a 32-bit folder. This will be a little difficult. Go to C program files x86. Not there. And you will find notepad plus plus. Just type in N. Use keyboard as well. No. Don't search. It's not there. How you installed somewhere else?
um, I don't
E
know. Maybe.
E drive. No. Go up. Go up. We'll figure it out. Not a big deal. Go to basic program files. Yeah, the first one. No. Program files. There are two things, right? Yeah, correct. And just check. Scroll down. Wow. So it got installed somewhere else. Ah, okay. It may be on D drive or something. That's fine. Okay. Just forget it. You can figure it out later.
Okay.
Yeah. So go to Notepad plus plus. Correct. And just make it. Yeah. You can zoom in as well by pressing Control and scroll wheel. Yeah. Come down and start reading whatever is there. And now you have
It
memory.
is
Yeah.
giving error regarding some rigid body.
Correct. Now this is what we have to read. Okay. So what is it written? rigid body ID3. So your understanding should be you have given part ID3 a material which is rigid.
Yes, yes.
Okay, and you have given some extra noding there, or maybe you have connected two rigid parts. So you can actually see this already
Yes, yes.
used in rigid body definition. Okay, so maybe your extra node
Mhm.
has nodes which are belonging to a rigid body.
Yes, I have connected those cylinder and flat plate.
Yeah, but are they in same collector?
No.
Then it's like two rigid bodies cannot share common node.
Okay.
So in that case, you have to use that constraint based contact which we discussed, which is
Yeah,
constraint rigid body.
actually, I tried to transfer one component to other, but I
No, no,
maybe
no,
it is
it's
not
very easy.
property
It's very
problem.
easy. One second. Open your
Uh,
model.
One is shell and another one is solid.
That is still okay. Okay. You mean to say one is
Properties.
2D and one
P
is
shell
3D.
and one will be P solid.
Okay. Yeah, then it is not possible. That's where you have to use this constrained rigid body card. Okay, so two rigid bodies are there, right?
Yes.
Try to detach them first. It's very easy to detach. Go to element tools. So they are being attached right now. So you have to detach them, right? And there you have a detach element. No. Wait. There is a detach element just above duplicate node. Yes. So that's a detach element.
Okay.
Fine. And you can detach solid and shell. Okay. So you can detach shell elements. So I think you cannot pick both. So just check for the edge. No. You cannot do that. Yeah, that's okay. And try to detach it. I think it will get detached not just from the solid, but it will get detached from itself. So just check
Okay.
that. Yeah, check it once. That's okay. We can anyway close the file. Click on detach. No, don't do edge. Click on detach. Okay. Now, what I would request is, yeah, you can click on accept and done. And you can just go for this transform just to check. Okay. And there you can just go for, okay, select nodes, right? So by element you can do, no, wait. So yeah, not move and copy, transform only. Don't be in a hurry, just calm down. Okay, so you have to click on translate. Okay, then on the left box which is floating right now, you can click on one of the element. So it should be by element. Click on one of the green element and then click on attach. Okay, so can you see this?
Yes, yes.
Basically you are not getting this blue part connected.
Okay.
Okay, so this is being detached now. So you have detached two rigid parts. One was a rigid shell and the other is a rigid solid. Am I
Mhm.
right?
Yes, yes.
Correct. So they are being detached now. So what you can do, you can go to constraint. So go to keyword editor, go to
You
model.
can close this.
Yeah, you can close that. Yes, you can simply jump in commands. You don't have to close it anyway. So there is no constraint card, right? So click on all and then you will get a constraint card there. Yeah, and constraint rigid body. It will be all alphabetical. Now it will be down A, B, C, D. It's R, rigid body. Come down. Yeah. Scroll down. Yes. Just go up. Yeah. Can you see that? No. Simple rigid bodies. Yes. Double click on it. And now you have PID M, PID S. One is slave, one is master. Doesn't matter which it is. So click on that dot
Okay.
and select the rigid plate as your first part.
Read and done.
Yeah, read. Correct. Read. And done. No, not read actually. You have to double click there. Double click on the rigid plate. whatever is written as rigid plate, double click on it. Yes, correct. Okay, and just accept that. Okay, and done. Fine, and just save and try to run it. This will be a good learning for everyone. No, 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 don't save a project. Why you're saving a project? You have to save a keyword file directly. So project is a binary file. Okay, save. Yeah.
I'm saving
No, no,
keyword
no, 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 no,
as
no, no,
only.
no, 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 no. Wait. You have to directly overwrite it now because you have written it like wheel first order mesh project.k. So just click on the file
Hmm.
and click on save, not save as, and save project as or save keyword. That's all. No, save keyword. I'm sorry. And change it to our whatever is the latest version. Wait, the output version, you can change it to the latest one. Yeah,
No, how do I
R11,
know which
R11.
one they are
Yeah,
doing?
it's chronological, right? One,
Okay.
two, three, four, like that. Save. Just click on save. Yeah, and overwrite it. Okay, and try running it now.
And the LS Dyna is supposed the most updated version, right?
Yeah, it is the R12 actually, what you guys are
Okay.
using. But
Okay.
we only have support in LS Prepo still R11 for 4.7. But for
Okay.
4.8 we have R12 support as well. But you guys don't need to worry because that's a very basic thing. Whatever we are doing.
So the detach, what is detached, shouldn't it be also detached by element to element?
You
Like
can,
that?
but by age, no. See, it's a part. So we are detaching two parts first. So it will for sure detach only the nodes which are there. Okay, and then it will go for element to element or edge to edge or free edge, like that. Can you see this? It's tremendously writing dump files. I think your dump frequency is not that great. So your hard disk will.
Actually, I have a doubt regarding this dumps and we give the cycle numbers, right?
Yes.
Actually, if it's a single component, we can give that
Can
material
you just stop your run because it's going to kill your it's 53 MB. It's going to kill your hard disk. In this sense, it will fill it up quickly. It says
okay.
85 days to finish. So yeah, click on stop. No, it's okay. And just send the command. Correct. The arrow. Yep. Stopped. Okay. So your LNS is being stopped. Just close this LS run for now. Okay. And let's go to LS prepost where you have opened your file. And let's solve your D3 dump problem.
Okay.
Okay. So go to database. We'll first open it and then you please state your problem. Okay. So go to model.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Go to database. Correct. And there is D3 dump, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
Double click on it. Yes. Right. Now, what's the question?
Actually, just a second. I got a doubt regarding this.
Yes.
If it is a single component, for that material, we create all this, like D3 dumps and number of cycles, right? If it's a single component.
Single material you are talking
Yes,
about, right?
yes.
Yeah. Correct.
If it is an assembly made up of different materials, then which material we should consider for this DC, D3 dumps and number of
No,
cycles?
actually, that is not directly related to materials. It is related to the DT. Can you see this termination? Sorry, delta T.
Yes.
Now this delta T is a user defined time step. Remember, you may be having plastic, aluminum, steel, everything in one collector or one assembly. That is
Okay.
possible. That's your that's your understanding, and we also know that it will contain, any assembly will contain more than two or three, maybe sometimes five, six number of materials.
Mm-hmm.
And in that case, whatever is the dominant material, dominant in the sense, if you are building something which is made up of carbon fiber,
Mhm.
and there are only few steel components, your dominance for time step should be coming from carbon fiber.
Okay.
It's not going to come from steel, because you may be having too few components which you can control later, but most of the components are supposed to be controlled, which are made up of CFRP,
Okay.
carbon ceramic or carbon fiber or whatever it is. So what want you to understand is the time step depends on hardware available, equipment required, and time available.
Okay.
But if your vehicle is made up of fully aluminum, let's say you are working in JLR and they are completely working on aluminum material as chassis and body, then it's going to be very, very difficult for anyone to base their time step on plastic.
Okay.
Getting my point? So whatever
Yes,
is the
yes.
dominant, that is the DT which you have to follow, and DT is not supposed to be followed by what you are getting. It is supposed to be actually the reverse way. You are supposed to give DT, that is user time step, as input,
Yeah.
and based on that you are supposed to find out the characteristic length
Okay.
and the edge length.
Yes.
Okay, so what you have done right now is, so first of all, change this material name to aluminum.
Yes.
Okay,
I kept name as steel only.
yeah, just change that because it confuses.
Yes, yes, I
Then
understand.
70 GPA, that is right. You have 2.7, that is correct. C value is correct. LE, now you have fixed your edge length, that is minimum length as 5 millimeter.
Yes.
Okay, that's not going to happen if it is a sheet metal part. Now what we are doing right now is a completely different case, because we don't have control on edge lengths or element lengths,
Yes.
because it's a tetra mesh, it's all automatic. So you don't have a control on DT as well. So what you are
Okay.
supposed to do, you are supposed to open that message file again. Just try that. Go to the message file. I don't know why you got, because it was 145 cycles.
Yes, yes.
You got too many dumps. Okay, correct. Now here, just go for a smallest. Yeah, just full screen it and search for Control F. Control F and search for smallest, or ls exceed. No, wait. Search for exceed. EXCEED. Correct. Okay, so can you see this value?
Yes.
That means your tetra is very, very fine.
Okay.
So this time step, if you are using, your time to solve will be much higher.
Okay.
That is still okay. Wait, don't do any changes right now. This is the time step which you are getting because of your element sizes. Okay, that is your element size which is deciding this particular time step. Now we will do a cross check. Search for smallest. So 1 second, guys, before you press enter, you guys can read this sentence, right? It says that LS-DYNA time step size should not exceed 3.14 10 to the power minus 8. Understood up to this point? There are two types of time steps which we saw. One is the user defined time step, and other is the actual time step. And in actual time step also we have two time steps. The first is the contact time step, and the second one is the element time step. So we are supposed to find out using this smallest whether this is a element time step or whether this is a contact time step. So just click on enter now. Okay, I think they haven't. 1 second. So wrap around, just remove this wrap around part. Yeah, and search for it. Yeah, okay. You can click the next box here. I think it will be there, but or it may haven't not reached at that particular point. Yeah, just search for forward, backward, something like that. Okay, it's not able to find the smallest SM. That's correct. So we will do one thing. Okay, so let's modify your problem first. Go to the Excel file now. Yeah. So here what you have to do, I will tell you. change your dt to 3.14 or whatever it was, 10 to the power minus 8. Forget about LELC. That is not going to actually matter now. So what is your termination time? It's not going to be one millisecond. It has to be at least 100 milliseconds, right? That is 0.1. Correct. So what you gave was 1 millisecond. So can you
Yes.
see cycles changing?
Yes. Yes.
And now you will get a D3 dump cycle at some 314,465. So make these two values as integers.
Okay. Round off.
Correct. So round them off. Yes. No. One extra digit you rounded actually. Yeah, that's fine. No, you're right. Yeah. Is that making sense?
Yes.
That is why you are getting too many dumps. Now please do these changes. Just copy this D3 dump value and paste it here. 314465. Yeah, here itself. No, actually, no, it's a formula, right? So just type in 314465. Fine. And just click on accept and done. And similarly, you have to do for runner SF. So that will be 1/5 of it. So 62 something. Okay, good. Now I need to check your termination time. So please change your termination time to 0.1 if it is 1 millisecond.
Okay.
Control. No, it will be in control termination. Yeah, you only have one control card. Why? There are many control cards. I have given you the control card template. It's in the session. Yeah.
Okay. I will
Remove
check
it to. Yeah, please check that. It's okay right now. So just change to in time to 0.1. Correct. And you have to put this control time step value anyway. Otherwise, it will not be a mass scaling run. Not here. You have to create a control card which says control time step.
Okay.
Okay, and there will be control accuracy, control contact. All these things will be there. It will be near to the termination. Not contact. Wait. You are in contact right now. Go to control. Yeah, and scroll down to the last of it. Last of the lines. Yes, control time step. Yes, correct. And you can actually change this dt to ms to negative 3.14, not that one. dt to ms, delta t for mass scaling, correct. Minus 3.1418, correct. 18 e minus 8. Okay, and just click on accept. Okay, and done. Fine. And what's your D3 plot interval now? Just click on model again and check for D3 plot interval.
1 e power minus 3, I think.
That's okay. That is fine. Keep it as it is. Because now it is 100 milliseconds. Okay, so keep it as it is.
Sir, so do you recommend to run every analysis for a few milliseconds to find out this time step?
That is nothing but your debug. It's not few milliseconds. It's like first step itself, you get all the message in 0 time.
Okay.
So keep this ls run. Oh, you are already full with the with the shortcuts. Yeah, you can delete this and start. That's okay. Yeah, correct. So it will clean everything and then it will start. So you don't have to worry about what gets deleted.
Yes.
Click that box, so it will show this window.
Pop-up window, right?
Just beside the local.
But before you start, that's something which you can do before you start.
Oh, you already started.
Yeah. So it has an error. Again, open the message file. So what, one second. I will give you a better option, which actually Mohammed suggested. You can go to this, can you see local written?
Yes.
Next to that, there is a box.
Yes.
Click on it. And now start the analysis again. Okay, yes. What will happen? A black window will pop up, and what you
Okay.
are doing will be seen here, which is actually a message file.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so just make it large and zoom in. This also you can zoom in, zoom out. Yeah, so you'll directly get an error what is happening while when you scroll up or down. Okay, so there is a negative volume or some velocity which is being crashing. And now what we should do, just go up. Node is out of range. Okay, and that will be because of your yeah, can you see this chart?
Yes.
Okay, so node ID, it has mass addition which is happening, too heavy mass addition.
Yeah. E power
Tremendous
17.
mass addition is happening here.
Yes.
Okay, and that is something which is actually causing the problem. Okay, so your DT is okay, but there is a tremendous amount of mass scaling happening. So we may have to look into the model. So go into the model. This is a very common problem, guys. You are not facing this because you haven't understood LS-DYNA. It is very common problem for anyone. Okay, so don't beat yourself up. This is perfectly fine. Okay, so go to keyword. I need to check masses. Okay, I need to check masses and I need to check materials. Okay, so before even you go for this keyword manager, you can just click on F4 to measure. Yeah, so measure masses, click on mass. Yeah, and just click on a part. So how you have to go, I will tell you. Listen. You have to go from top to bottom. Here you see element, part and all in the left box.
Yes.
So you have to always make this as part. Otherwise you will get wrong mass in the
Okay.
left box. Yes. No. Left box. The complete all.
Part only.
The measure.
I'm not
Oh,
talking
oh.
about that. It's about measure where you actually changed from N2 minus N1 to. So don't worry about selection. That's a selection box. So here can you see element and part? Correct. Click on global now. Wait. You have to come from top to bottom. Listen to me carefully. History, you have to click on the mass. You don't want a change in mass.
Yes.
Come from top to bottom. So you have changed to mass, then part, then global, and then mass. And
Okay.
then you are going to select. So just behind it, you have put your select part window on top. Yeah, that's fine. Now, can you see the mass? It is around 18 kilogram.
Okay.
So that mass looks okay, but I still need to check it. In this sense, we have to check for the E value and density and other stuff. Okay, so go for keyword. Go for material. Yeah. There is only one material, right?
Yes.
Can you see the Poisson's ratio is fine. 330, 340, 350, 360, 370, 400. And this is around 6%. Okay, so this looks fine. Yeah, this looks fine. Just click on done. And let me check what is happening with rigid. There will be some error regarding contact as well. And I need to check initial velocity as well.
Okay.
7. So rigid plate, can you just check that? The third part, number 3. Yeah. So okay. And what about the rigid base plate? What it is?
I think I've given this is the loading plate.
That is also fixed in all directions.
Maybe that's right.
No, but that's not going to cause this problem. Can you see this 10 to the power 6? Why it is 10 to the power 6? Minus
Which
6?
one?
The same density.
E power minus 6.
Why it is 10 to the power minus 6?
I wantedly kept it because generally in Abacus we don't give material like this rigid, but here we need to give some density. So I have given more than aluminum
No.
and steel.
Agree, but this is too high and this will create a huge mass.
Okay.
See, in explicit, the rigid or deformable is second part. The first
Okay.
part is what is the mass of that part. Whether it is rigid or deformable doesn't
Yes.
matter.
Yes, I understand now what you are saying. Yes.
Correct. So basically, you have to change this to -9 if it is, or +9 if it is a steel plate.
Yes.
The next part of which I want to tell you is, if you are trying to match the mass or balance the mass, then you changing the density makes sense.
Yes.
But I don't know whether you have done that. And just I will tell you what to do.
Okay.
Now click on accept.
We need to
Yeah,
change
you have to change that. First of all, you have to just make sure that it is falling down in what Z. You have made it Z or what? How
Yes,
it is?
that only.
Z only, right? So if it is Z, then it should be free in Z only. So it should be constrained in X and Y. That is 4. Okay, and then click on accept. So rotation, I'm fine.
Mhm.
Yeah. And then go for the rigid base plate. Yeah, there also you have to change the density. This is causing the problem.
Okay.
Okay, and click on accept. See, in Abacus, it will never matter. Mass is not taken into account, right? When we
Yes,
do
yes.
SFD BMD,
Yes.
we don't account for mass of the beam. That's logical, right? But here we have to account for it.
Yes.
So first error we removed. Have you realized that? How
Yes.
we removed it? Okay, so
Yes, yes.
basically you connected two rigid parts. We converted, or we actually disconnected it, detached it, and
Yes.
then we attached those two parts using constrained rigid bodies. That's the
Constantly. Yes.
first thing which you guys are learning right now.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, run it. It will pop open the window. Don't worry, and just check what is happening there. Okay, it still has too much of a mass addition. What is the element formulation which you have given for tetra? Let's check that.
Tetra for I think it's first order, so I given 10. I think.
Okay, then it is fine. But let's check that as well.
Okay.
Go to section. Yeah.
2.
2. Don't do that. Make it 10. For time being, we don't have to do that right now. And
Okay.
just check. Oh, 1 second. You changed for something else. You did not change it for a wheel. Go to
Wheel
method
it is.
again. You had two section solids.
Yeah, cell and.
No. There are two section solids.
Okay.
Can you
Okay.
see this count?
I,
No. Listen to me. On the right side, you have highlighted solid cylinder. Can you see that?
yes. Yes. For
And
that
there
only,
is a
I
solid wheel.
mistakenly changed this one only.
That's okay. That you can. Yeah, you should not do that because it's a hexa, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's correct. And change it to 2. Click on accept, and in solid, yeah. So this is 10 anyway. Don't change anything here.
Okay.
What I think is your element sizes are too low. Okay, very small element sizes. No, it looks pretty fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, 1 second. Now we'll go to initial. I will check velocities now. Okay, so it is -2124.
Yes.
That looks okay. And node set ID is 4. So what it is?
This plate I have given.
Okay.
Round
So
one.
can you come to this all model and all? It is there in keyword. And initial velo, I think we can give initial velocity using rigid body as well.
In this
Can
only,
use
right?
a part inertia, or you can simply go to initial. Inside initial, you have initial velocity, something related to rigid body. So come down. Yeah, can you see this? Initial velocity rigid body.
Yes.
Okay, and what's the mass of the plate now? It should be much lesser. You can just keep whatever you are working that command on and still click on F4. Yeah, correct. That is like one time activity and pick by part. So mass is some 7 kilograms, 7.4 kilogram. This should be 1000 kilogram, right? And let's go to the message file, the black window. You have to do a lot of to and fro activities, but it's okay. No, one second, one second. That will not be the window, right? The next one will be the latest one. Yes. Okay, so scroll up a little bit. Out of range velocities or out of range, yeah, just go up, go up. The control cards are not there. That may be one of the reason. If there is no other error, okay. But let's first figure out what error we have. Okay, so the old mass is this one. New mass, yeah, it's still adding too much of a mass. Okay, added mass, yeah, it's a tremendous amount of mass getting added. Go up a little bit. Yeah, I just need to check the warnings. Contact one has no tied to segment. So you have used a tied contact,
Yes.
which has following nodes connected to rigid structure. So I don't know what is happening there. Okay, go up. So all your wheel nodes are getting disconnected.
Okay.
This is all about wheel extra nodes, right?
Yes. Actually, yesterday I tried to run, and when I got
Are you
the
using extra node or tied node?
extra node set,
Then this should not happen. It's all getting deleted actually.
okay.
Yeah, go to create entity. And yeah, extra, no. No, that's the node set, but constraint extra node, I cannot see it.
Okay.
So it is not present. Constraint extra node, not that one. Extra node set. You have to create that. So you created just the set, but you
Yes.
didn't created the extra node. That's constraint based contact. Okay, so click on create. Yeah, and there you have to no, wait 1 second. You have to, this is not, yeah, correct. So you can actually see entity creation. There is this small dot next to, yeah, correct. Select rigid part. So you have to select that rigid part, which is cylinder. Okay, and click on done. And just take this up. 1 second. Take this up. Why you are hiding everything down? There are few, no, not there. The box. Yeah. Yes, and I don't know why it is showing like this. Click on apply for once. Oh, okay. 1 second. It says select nodes. So here by set you have to select. By set or group, correct. Yes. So node set slave cylinder, right? Select that, correct. There you go. You have nodes from wheel or you have nodes from cylinder?
Cylinder.
Why? Cylinder is rigid already.
Okay.
Are these the nodes from wheel? I see some nodes from wheel also.
No,
No,
these are from wheel only.
they are wheel only, right? Yeah,
Yes.
that's okay. Fine. So click on read. Not read. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Just click on done and click on done here. Double click you have made. Click on done. And then click on apply. Yep. So now you can see the extra node has happened.
Okay.
Now try running it. At least the plate should move, and the plate should just rebound because it doesn't have any mass. It's like 7 kilogram plate. You can run it from ls prepost as well, guys. It's very easy. You don't need just run start the calculation. I'll tell you this later part. In the later part, you can go to file, and there it is run ls dyna.
Okay.
That's actually ls run itself.
Okay.
But there you may have to give some inputs like which version you are using and other stuff. Okay, but that is
Okay.
what we saw yesterday, how to do it.
Yes.
Okay, so go to the command window. Okay, there is still error. So what it is, let's go up. It still has yeah, I propose you to fill it up with the correct control cards.
Mhm.
Control accuracy, control. Go up, scroll up. It's still the same error, right? Yeah, there needs to be a control card, and yeah, it's adding too much of a mass. Added mass is exuberant, and contact has tied segment. There are warnings with tied contact. What is that? What is this contact 1 night to segment 807? Can you just show me your contacts? I'm not sure how you have defined the contacts. Okay, click on model, go to contacts. Oh, tied nodes to surface. Why you need tied nodes to surface now? What is it? What is it doing?
Previously, when these are not
But
connected,
you have to delete it now.
Yes. Yes.
So delete that tied nodes to surface altogether. Right click, delete. Yes, correct. Apply. Yeah, okay. And automatic surface to surface, there are two contacts, right? So just click on draw. Okay, so this is between wheel and cylinder and the rigid plate, right?
Yes.
And the second one, you can just expand that window. Yeah, no, by using arrow, drag it. Yes. Okay, and just expand and go to the second one. Click on draw. Yeah, is it between plate and the wheel? No,
Yes.
no, doesn't look like that. Plate and the wheel.
Yes. Cylinder and wheel.
No. Cylinder and wheel is 1 second. I'll just avoid your confusion. Click on clear here. Can you see the eraser? A red eraser down in the toolbar. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Clear everything. Okay. And then again do the repeat the activity for draw. Okay. So just zoom in now. Is it between cylinder and the plate, top plate? Yeah. The top plate got highlighted, correct?
Mhm.
No. Just zoom in there. Zoom in. For the brown plate. No, it didn't got highlighted.
Yes.
So there is no contact between plate and the wheel. Even if you have two contacts,
Mhm.
the impactor plate and wheel is not in contact.
What I given?
It's not load plate, it's rigid plate you have given. Double click on it. Double click on the load plate. Okay. No, you have to click on accept. It's not that easy. Yeah, and then draw. Yes,
Yeah.
now you can actually see this.
Maybe because of the contact, it was not running.
No. That's not the reason. This is like we try to search for something in our house, but we
We got
find
it.
many other things we don't want. But, that's the uh, that's the similarity. Okay, done. I don't know. Now, 1 second. I would seriously like you to actually go for the control cards and database cards and other stuff. But till
Mhm.
that time, 1 second, let me go for constraint again. There are two things which are constraint. Constraint external, yeah, that is fine. Come to contact now. Contact, we'll go one by one. Okay, so contact automatic surface to surface, we only have one contact.
Mhm.
Then we have control cards. You don't have anything, you only have two control cards.
Termination and time step.
Yeah, there are almost 6 or 7 other. Then come to database. Yeah, this is fine. Come to elements. Mm, shell solid, fine. Hourglass. Okay, you have given, just delete it. We will only use a global hourglassing right now.
Okay.
Don't give a local hourglassing. Global hourglassing means it is control hourglass.
Okay.
Okay, and for tetra, hourglass doesn't matter, at least for first order. Okay,
Yes.
then go for initial. That is also fine. Then we have keyword. Okay, I need to check the initial. Go to initial velocity, and what's the element set you have used? Node set ID is 4, right?
Yes.
Click on it. Read. No, I think it's not a good way. No, go for new entity, because there is no draw option. Yeah, and just select this. No, go to show on top.
Oh,
Show.
it is.
Oh, it's disabled. Entity creation. Show. It is disabled. Oh, yeah, it is there. So, which are the nodes? 4. That's the first one. So these are the nodes, right? Okay, so your node set is correct. Don't change anything. This is
Mhm.
fine. Okay, now try running it again. Okay, come down to material again. Let's see. Matte rigid, you have changed. Just double click on it. Matte rigid. Let's see the E value and density now. So you have this 7.7, that is fine. The next plate, this is also fine. And the next one, yeah, this is also fine. Okay, so we have correct masses now. Click on done. Then come to node. Yeah, this is correct. We have to check for it. This is also fine. So forget about it. Node, that is nothing to do with it. Part, there is nothing which you can do. Section, we have checked already. Set is perfectly fine. Okay, so all things done step by step. Just
Mhm.
save it. Now, if it is not running, the only thing is control cards. Yeah, that's the LS run. Can you see that?
Okay, it's already run.
No. You can just click on run now.
This time only 2 errors.
Part ID 4. No. It's not like that. Uh, checking material input. 1 second. Go up. Nothing there. Yeah. Here you have material input part ID 4. Part ID 4 with section ID 2 and hourglass ID 0. So you have given some hourglass ID.
Mhm.
You have to actually deactivate it. So go to your LS prepost. and you have given some hourglass ID there. So HG ID you must have supplied. So go to part, and part ID 4 you have to check. Yeah, wheel. So HG ID you just have to make it 0. That's the error. So error is not about the time step and other stuff. So save it and run it again. And there itself you can run it. Yeah. Cleaning. I think it will give some issue with the cleaning part because you have already opened it. That's okay. Couldn't be removed. Okay, that's fine. This is other ls run. You can just click close there. Yeah. No, it's the same thing. So try with control cards and let
Okay.
me know what happens. Okay, too much of a mass addition.
This time it's a little bit less compared to previous one.
Yeah, I know, but it is still a huge amount. So you can actually see error. 1 second, come down. Error 4004, percentage increase is too high. It's less, but it is still too high.
Okay.
And just go up. So your errors about, can you see this? The warnings are gone. The tide warnings.
Yes.
You don't have that tide contact first of all. Now, what I see here is this is the cause of your problem. To be very frank, can you read this maximum penetration distance, guys? Are you all there, or you just muted and went for a break?
No, we are following.
You're there,
We are
right?
online.
So I forgot that it's not a one-to-one session, but it's going to be fun, right? You're understanding what is happening, right? So the errors are something which are tremendously they are horrible. If you are getting some errors and if you are not able to debug, it's really horrible to debug LS-DYNA runs. Okay, I personally spent too many nights. I cannot count now, and I'm spending still with defense calculations. It becomes too difficult. My wife actually scolds me like anything what this guy is doing, but it is part and parcel of LS-DYNA engineer, so it's still there. Okay, so just minimize this part, and I'll tell you what is happening, guys. Because you don't have control contact. Okay, listen to me carefully, Harsha, and for everyone, of course. Because you don't have control contact, and because in control contact the ignore option is not enabled, that means you are not ignoring the initial penetration. By default, LS-DYNA is going to try and remove the penetration. How much amount? 7 millimeters. Can you see this? The max penetration distance in initial penetration for interface number 3, that is part number, contact number 3. That contact number 3 has a 7 millimeter penetration.
Okay.
Getting my point? So what you have to do, it's not about control cards, it is more about contact. Because of the other warnings, I was not able to see this. But now, because the other warnings are gone, I can actually concentrate. So just go to your LS prepost, we'll solve it right away. It's easy. You have to just move few things. So what do you do? Yeah, can you see the plate? Okay, so you have your cylinder very close to the wheel. So I need to check what is contact number 3. That's what I need to check for. What is contact number 3? Just go for it. No, yeah, 3. So in bracket, whatever is there, that is what we have to understand. So the plate and this part is having too much of a penetration. How I can know that? Just go to appearance. Here on the right side, you can see the appearance light is there, correct? Click on the thickness. And yeah, no, wrong. Why you're doing shell thickness equal to 1? Shell thickness 1 in this sense, it is going to be 1 millimeter or 1 unit, whatever the unit you are using.
Okay.
So can you see the penetration now?
Yes, yes.
This is causing the problem.
Actually, yesterday I kept shell thickness 1 and I removed, adjusted it.
No.
But I didn't thought.
Another thing is if it is a rigid plate, please don't make this rigid plate 7 mm thick.
Okay.
Why it is too thick? Actually, I don't know. Maybe some logic, but no. Go to this section shell. This is a rigorous debugging which is happening. So go to section shell. Yeah, correct. You have base plate and initial plate. What is initial plate? Oh, that's 20 mm thick. My
Maybe
goodness.
it's the base.
No. Initial plate. What is initial plate?
Maybe this one only.
Yeah,
Base
no,
plate.
you can actually check in tree. It's very easy. Just right on the right side in the just go to the model tree. In FEM parts, you can see that it's rigid plate, right? Yeah. No. Remove it. Remove that plate, and you will come to know now why you are doing this much of a fight. The
Yes.
another way is click on referenced by. Can you see this? Yeah, ref by, correct. So it is being referred by part ID 3. So this is your rigid plate. That's
Yes,
your
25.
bottom plate.
Yes.
So I'm right. The initial plate is nothing but, again, click on the reference by, click on done here. And click on reference by. Yeah, it is part ID 5. So that is your load plate. Change it to 1 mm. Yeah, accept it. Okay, click on done and again go to the thickness part. No, all yes. So this is what it is actually. Now
Mass with
the penetration is gone, but there is another penetration in contact number 4. What is contact number 4?
maybe between these two.
Yeah, so just check for it and you may have to translate. So just go for contact number 4. I need to check what is there in the contact number 4. Now guys, it doesn't matter. Listen to me carefully. It doesn't matter you have a full vehicle or 1 or 2 parts. The error debugging procedure is exactly the same. Okay, no, don't go there. I need contact, not the section. Yes, 4 is the second next contact, which is surface to surface. We only have anyway 2 contacts, right? So here you have to check on it, and in between which 2 parts we have a contact. That's the contact number 4.
They are
Click on clear. Click on clear. Okay, and again do the same thing. Repeat it. Okay, surface to surface. And yeah, correct. Okay, now we'll do one thing. Because you have removed most of the penetration, we'll do a fine check. Go to application model checking and general checking. Yeah, that is also good way. Go to contact check. Yeah, and by contact itself we are going to check for it, and click on the check option.
Oh, both are same.
No. Yeah, it's the same contact which happened, I think.
Yes.
Click bottom there. Yeah, it's the same contact which is getting repeated. That's okay. Click on the check button. So no nodes to surface penetration. Go top and click there. Okay, so there is no penetration again. Scale factor is okay, lock nodes is okay, that is fine. So I think it may be because you have one part solid and the other part shell. That may be the reason why ls prepost is not showing it. So just save it. We'll see what happens. Okay, interesting, right, guys? How many of you are done with the model setup for wheel? All of you, correct?
It's running.
Fine. Okay, understood what are the errors, how we found it out, and how we
Yes.
debug it. Okay, little different than what we do in Abacus or ANSYS. It's not little, it's too different actually.
Very different.
Very different. Reason being, it is all related to one thing, which is mass and the speed. Okay, so the time is a factor which we never considered in a static analysis, right?
Yes.
And that is where your debugging is going to change. Okay, so now can you see this? It is right. It is not writing actually the files because it's like buffering it, but it is going to write down for first millisecond, and we will see whether it is moving in the right direction or not.
Okay.
That's the thing which we will check. Okay, and then I think we will call it a day today. Okay, so post processing we'll do tomorrow. It's 10:30 and I have a morning call as well. So let's just see now what changes you have to do. I will tell you. Okay. Anyone has a question? Yeah. So
No, we'll do the post processing tomorrow. I have some question related to post processing.
yeah, we will do it tomorrow. I did not expected it to go like this, but it's good that an Abacus user is trying to use LS-DYNA.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's good that the methodology is being clear and the complete debugging cycle. See, guys, LS-DYNA running a calculation by changing the thicknesses is really very easy. You will never get errors because somebody who has built the model has already debugged the model. But you are debugging the model is something which is a big thing. Okay. And that should happen. This is really good for everyone else because this is anyway getting recorded for everyone else. This is also a good insight. What needs to be checked, how to debug, and this is amazing. Okay. So
So,
yeah, go ahead.
what is the resume switch? Like SW1, we stop the calculation. Then to
Correct.
resume it, what is switch?
No,
Yeah.
when we switch when we do SW1, we get a D3 dump.
And terminate, right? Okay. So
Okay,
I
we get
stop
a
it and then resume it. How to resume?
no. No, I will tell you how to resume it. Harsha, can you do one thing?
Yes.
Do me a favor. Go to LS Run. Let's do that as well. Go to LS Run and give a switch, not stop, SW1. Okay, and send it. Fine. So you got a D3 dump written. Now, how to start this calculation? So, for example, you want to turn off your system, and some updates are there or some important work is there, and then you want to resume your calculation. That is possible in explicit because it
Okay.
remembers nothing. It is just going to remember 3 steps. For central difference method, it is going to go 3 steps only. It will forget everything which happened in past. Okay, it's like a very good lover. So you will forget what happened with his exes and you'll just move on. So what you have to do, I will tell you guys. You don't have to do the same thing. Do one thing. Go to input. Okay. Whatever is written as input in LS Run. LS Run.
The top.
No, on the top. Yes. Input, not there. Input solver, LS-DYNA command. Yes, correct. Now change this keyword file to D3 dump, or at the right corner, all files. Select D3 dump. There will be only one dump file. Correct. You just have to, guys, you just have to check for the timing. It is 5:54 there. So that's the time in your clock as well.
Yes.
So that's the correct time. You just have to be very vigilant. It's like a fighter jet. Okay, click on open. And now what you have to do, I will tell you. The input, can you see this expression?
Yes.
Expression. Okay, change this expression. So read it from beginning. Read it from beginning. Listen to me carefully. Don't click on anything. Read it from beginning. Solver it is, right?
Hmm.
Okay.
So,
Then there is I.
Yes.
So this I you have to replace. Okay. So click on that box which you clicked right now. Those correct lines. Can you see this D3 dump written? R is equal to D3 dump 01.
Okay.
Yes. Click on it. Okay. And remove this I.
You want me to remove the whole?
Yeah. Yes. Not this, not the whole one. I is equal to input, that you have to remove. Okay. And try running it now with the same expression. I'm not sure in ls run, in manager it was easy, but here we will understand what is happening. 1 second. It will say the input file. Yeah, can you see this, guys?
Yes, it's
Now it has read the d3 dump 01 file and started where it stopped. Only one change you have to do. Is that making sense,
okay.
Mohammed?
yeah, I thought maybe there was an one-click resume thing, but it's not. It's
No,
a
no, no,
process.
it's not. There is a process for it. In
Okay.
ls run, especially for manager, it was easy. It's one click.
Okay.
Okay, but it's still easy. It's not that difficult. And now if you want to start it with d3 dump 02, now you have to be extra careful. If you have 10 d3 dumps or 5 d3 dumps, 1 2 3 4 5, and if you by default click on d3 dump 01, it will start from d3 dump 01, not from where you stopped it.
Okay.
So you have to change that value to 5 4 3, whatever you wish to. Okay.
Okay.
Now do one thing, Harsha. Last thing we'll do. Click on the D3 plot. Can you see a ls prepost mark?
Yes.
Yeah, click there. Okay, so it opened it, and now try running it in the left view or something. We have to check whether left, right, I don't know. Yeah. Can you
It's
see this?
going up.
Yeah, it is going up because can anyone give? I already answered it, but can anybody give me? First of all, it is coming down for sure.
The plate is massless.
Absolutely. There is no resistance for the plate because it's just massless. It's like you banging a very small
Banging.
plate.
Yes.
Okay, so you have to add
It's
a
just
mass.
rebounding again.
Make sure you are adding a lumped mass at CG of the plate, which will be 1000 kilogram,
Okay.
and then start the calculation.
Okay.
Now, if you guys go to ls run again, and you can actually instead of SW1 change it to SW2. Okay, but wait, you have to watch it in the black window as well. So go to the command window where you are running it, and then send the switch. Send it, yeah. So it is going to take 2 hours and 39 minutes for 4 CPU. Now I don't know whether you really have 4 CPUs or your computer is having, just click on shift control and escape together.
Task manager.
Yes. I want to see how many pirated softwares you have installed.
No. This is completely.
We are just joking. Man. No, go to performance. Yeah, can you see this? So you have 6 cores and 12 logical processors, that is 12 CPUs to be very frank. And it is being utilized for some 76%, which is logical again. So you have some i7 9750H. It's a gaming system, right?
Yes.
Is it a gaming one? Because
Right.
H typically it's not available on laptops many times.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah, so it's
high-end one.
high end one. Yeah, 12 GB RAM. So that's good. Now, what you guys are looking at is the RAM is being utilized to half of its extent. Okay, but the CPU is being utilized for almost uh, most of the extent.
75%.
Correct. Now, one more thing. Uh, Go to Open Resource Monitor down at the bottom in the same window and check for CPU usage. So click on the CPU now. Not there. Yeah. In the left side, left. Overview, CPU, memory, correct. Yeah. Can you see this? So just scroll down with the CPUs. Scroll down. Okay. So these are the CPUs, this is the CPU utilization for all 12 cores. Okay. This will come down a little bit. That's what I am expecting, but it's okay. It is still utilizing not all the resource from one CPU, but a little bit of a cut down. That's what it is happening. 60%, 70% usage. Okay, you can see this 100% usage because we are using something, ls prepost is using something. All these things will happen. Fine. So your time will be around 2 hours for this calculation, and that is good time. Now I will tell you, we use Ryzen systems in our office, 632 cores, 64 threads, and they are thread rippers basically, and they run at 4 gigahertz. Okay, so your system runs at 2.59 or something, which is logical because it's a laptop. It's 2.6, right? And currently it is running at 3.51. Can you see that?
Yes.
So we get a turbo boost when we use our Threadripper. We get a turbo boost to 4.4 or 4.7 sometimes based on the cooling. So
Yes.
when we are on a workstation, we get much faster results than laptops.
Yes.
Okay, because of the architecture and the cooling and the availability of air, abundance of air which is available to cool, it makes sense. Okay, good. Learn something.
Yes.
Everyone, I really forgot you guys were present. I was just talking to Harsha and then I realized that okay, I actually have four more participants.
I was actually picking up my errors
Oh, okay,
side by
good.
side.
Nice. Thank you. Because you have LS Dyna now with you, that's a boon for you guys. Okay, so it's
Yeah.
really very good. I am the happiest person. I expressed it on LinkedIn also. It's the happiest feeling I had because accessing LS Dyna itself is very difficult, and there are very few users, to be very frank. It's not like ANSYS that everyone knows it.
So, Nachiket, I have a question.
Yes, Praveen.
It is like in the keyword check,
Hmm.
I've defined piecewise linear plastic material
Okay.
for the wheel actually, and it says there's an error in that, and though the run has started and everything is going fine, but in the error check it shows no hardening behavior is defined. What
Nah,
does
that's
that
okay.
mean?
No, that is related to, see, typically see, the errors in LS Prepost are like warnings in actual LS Dyna.
Okay.
That's what my interpretation is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so just if you have real-time errors, you really have to do the debugging.
Okay, that which come in the command prompt or something like that.
Yes, because
Okay.
it's not like Pamcrash. Okay, so I have used Pamcrash also extensively. Typically, the Pamcrash preprocessor which they provide, that will never give. So if it says error, then PAMCrash will also give you the same error.
Mhm.
But that's not the case with LS Prepost. So sometimes I will tell you, if you make any part, shell part, 0.1 millimeter thick, it will give you an error that a part is too thin,
Okay.
but it runs pretty fine. Doesn't matter. Okay, so it's like an Italian car, to be very frank.
Okay.
It does few things, but it says something else.
And there's one thing I have tried for extracting phases in LS Prepost for Tetra models, Tetra 3D models. Could you help me with that?
Generating the Tetra 3D, is it? Is it
No, it's not that. It's like we extract phases for the
faces?
Yeah, in
Oh,
Hypermesh we extract phases,
yeah,
right?
it is simple. 1 second. Uh, I will show you. It's there. You can easily extract the faces. I will share my screen. Too many things. Okay, so this is my iteration number 5 for an electric three-wheeler. And this is a G load. Okay, it's a local manufacturer, but now the times have changed. People are really interested in CAE, even if they are very, very local. So this is like a very, very local manufacturer.
Mm-hmm.
He is still interested in doing bump loads, bending, and torsion for electric three-wheeler chassis.
Well, for this particular case, you said it's a three-wheeler, right?
Yeah.
And I hope it's like we don't go for any crash or
No,
impact
no, no.
testing
It's
like
not
that.
a crash. It's a static load.
It's a static load, and I hope it should be done in Abacus because
It
that's
can
more
be, but
related to durability or something.
no. See, we can do durability in Dyna as well. We are doing
Mm-hmm.
it regularly.
Okay.
The thing is, advantage of one solver is I can actually transfer lower cost to the customer, because if I own Abacus and Dyna both,
Mm-hmm.
that's a cost to customer as well.
Yeah.
So what I'm doing, I'm using Dyna implicit for solving an implicit case, which is exactly like Abacus.
Okay.
And I'm using for Gload for PSD. So if I have a frequency domain, I'll just go to keyword editor. So if I just go to keyword and I go to all and I go to frequency, and I'll start using my frequency domain. Can you see this fatigue?
Yeah.
I can do the fatigue load case. I can do the frequency domain. So is it a frequency domain? Is it acoustic? Is it BEM? Is it all these things? I can, of course, I am not the expert, to be very frank, but my team members are doing it.
Okay.
So they are using same solver. I don't have to remesh. I don't have to reconnect. I don't have to redefine the materials. It's a multi-physics solver. The same solver I'm just using for all the analysis.
Yeah. Okay.
And that is a cost effective way. That's what we think. So these customers are not really interested in which solver you're using.
Mm-hmm.
They are interested in the final results, and if we are confident about the final results, they don't care.
Okay.
Okay, so Abacus, you're absolutely right, but Abacus also tried to do the same thing with opposite case, which is explicit dynamic.
Yeah. At the end of the day, physics is the same.
Absolutely right. And to be very frank, it all evolved from one solver, one or two solvers, to be very frank. Nastran is the first one. Nastran was really the first one which came out as a commercial one. And then the Dyna 3D, which was birthplace for LS Dyna, Abacus Explicit, Radios, and PAMCrash.
Okay.
So that's the Dyna 3D, and everyone is using central difference method. Everyone is using the time integration scheme exactly like LS Dyna. So it's the same one. It doesn't
Okay.
matter. Okay, so coming to this part,
Faces.
extracting the faces. I am not sure whether this is a shell or a solid. I just have to check. I will just show you this part. I think it is a shell because I have welded it. Okay, 1 second. Let me close this. I don't know what else is open. Yeah, okay. We have a seat open. What is it, guys? It's a dot.
Extracting
Yeah,
the
it's
face.
a .k file. Yeah. No, it's a .k file anyway. So
Okay.
it should not be something else. Okay, so if I go for mm, hello,
Hello.
you guys
Yes.
there, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just
I've just
stop. I
muted
thought,
myself.
yeah, that's fine. No, I thought we lost the connection. Yeah, okay. So this is a solid part. You can go to FEM. You can go to element and mesh. You can go to element generation. Okay. You can go to shell. And can you see this?
Yes.
Okay, so it is
Solid phase.
solid phase. We'll try this. Okay, I tried it once, but let me check. It asks for select segment, so I'll just click by part. Okay, and I will click on create. I click on accept. I don't know whether it will create another part or not, and I'll click on done. Let me check in FEM. In the last bit, if it would have been, it's creating some part. I hope so. And click on reverse. Okay, is it a solid or a shell? I don't know. I think it is individually extracting it. That's what I am assuming. So if I go for blank, where is blank? Yeah, blank, and I will go for element. Yeah, so this is not good, guys. This is individually extracting it.
Yeah, it is taking phases for each and
Base of
every
every single element. So
element.
that's not good. We'll just delete it. Delete, 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 delete. Yeah. Okay, and we'll go for function f2. FEM element tools.
Element.
I think it is element in this menu itself. It is going to be there. No. Okay, so it is going to be FEM element and mesh element generation. I think it will be here. Solid surface. Shell by solid surface. Okay, so pick by part. Accept and done. How we can reverse it here itself? I don't know. I think this is correct now. I hope.
It
So,
seems.
yes. Yep.
Okay.
Okay. So it is solid surface.
Surface.
Okay. Element generation.
Thank you.
Yep. You guys give me confidence that I know LS diagram. Okay. Okay. See you then, guys. I am also exhausted now. And let's meet tomorrow, same time, 9 p.m. We'll meet. Don't worry.
So I just have a question that
Yes. Mohammed,
the chassis you just showed
whenever I
us.
say I need to go, you will always have a question. Huh?
Yeah, just one thing. You don't have to explain anything. So the chassis you just showed us, it's I understand it's confidential because it's from your customer, but it's still if you can do tomorrow the iteration we're doing, the why, what's the reason behind that? Why you're doing iteration? If you show this,
Yeah, I
the
will.
changes in
See,
stress
actually,
and
it's
strain,
not. I
it'll be
know it is
helpful.
customer confidential, but the customer is not going to catch me if I share with you a very small group. Okay, so it's like you guys are like a team to me. So in that case, it doesn't matter, because if it would have been someone who is a big name like Magna or something like that, I wouldn't have called it also.
Mhm.
But for someone who is really not interested in what you do in R&D and more interested in their own product, then it's not a harm. I will do that for you guys. I will share an
Or
Excel sheet also with you, an iteration Excel sheet which we did, and it's like an evolution of a very basic model to a complex model which we saw right now.
or the customer is expecting just for the licenses purposes. just
Yeah.
because it is an EV, so that you
Actually,
don't
they
have a
failed
problem with the government.
miserably. Yeah, they failed miserably in a lot of prototypes, physical prototypes.
Okay.
And then somebody approached, somebody from our team approached them, or they approached us. I really don't remember. But this is like a sixth project. This is not the first one we are doing with them. It's like 3 years ago. I'm telling you the story.
Okay.
So it's the sixth project we are doing right now, and they did 25 kilometer per hour version, 45 kilometer per hour version, then what do you say? It's like the passenger version, then cargo version, then there was a tipper, then all these things were there, and there were minor changes and material changes and other stuff. But now in the first attempt, they were not very impressed because of the cost and sensitivity and other stuff. But when we actually showed them the value that you are actually saving tremendous amount of time in building a prototype, because physically building a prototype and taking on to the road and building a prototype in a virtual environment makes a lot of sense.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that is something which we have to educate. Okay. And so if vehicle manufacturers like they have pretty big teams, we all know that.
Basically, they are all organized structures, and that's
Yeah, they have too much of an access, but these small players, they really don't have an access to R&D.
yeah, true.
So we just don't care about the costing in that case. And what happened actually is, most of their competitors are approaching now. So, and they are also asking us to give them a service, but then we say that we can only accommodate few of you guys. We cannot just come and ask, or otherwise it will be like everyone will end up with the same design, because we are the only guys who are going to suggest them. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
so I will start my own electric three-wheeler manufacturing service, and that's something which I don't want to do. So
It would be like the same vehicle with every competitor around.
absolutely. So everyone will have the same vehicle. Of course, it's not going to happen because everyone has some different application as well. Some are using it for purely inbound. That means inside the factory premises. So they are not going to take it out to the public roads.
Mhm.
So some of them have some regulations. Some of them are going to sell it in the open market. Some of them are going to export it to Africa or Indonesia or other stuff. So
It could be
everyone
for
has,
material handling or something like that.
yeah, so they are going to use it for different purposes. So electric three wheelers are actually really promising market for EVs, to be very frank. Not even two wheelers, because two wheelers are still plucky, but electric three wheelers are something which is in, at least in India I'm talking about, because it is used for transportation, it is used for narrow road delivery, last mile delivery. Metros are there, so now if metro rail is there, the last mile delivery or last mile connectivity is being provided by these electric three wheelers nowadays. And the new batteries, the battery cost per kilowatt hour cost is coming down, and all these things are really making a sense now, at least for cities. Not for rural areas, it's going to be very difficult. The power is not that great, and it's going to be difficult for rural cases, but at least for cities and semi urban, tier 1, tier 2, it's really good. Okay, good. So
Okay, sir. Good
yeah,
night then.
see you, bye. See you tomorrow.